How do you answer this question? Let's react to it together. Now, if you want to answer this, your ability to analyze this helps you to do it. This is your circle geometry. Now, what do? Look at this carefully. This shows you the center. We use O mostly to show the center of the circle in circle geometry. So this is the center of the circle. And if this is the center, it means that this part, this curve here, is a semicircle. And if it's a semicircle, then it means that from this line to this line is your diameter. Now, also remember that this part of the circle is the circumference. And you also know that this line, this one that touches the circumference at a point, this one, is the one we call the tangent. These are going to remind you of so many things. So this is the tangent of this particular circle. Now, what do you do to answer this? If this is your diameter, from here to here is diameter, it means you are free to draw another chord. What do we mean by chord? When you draw a circle, a chord is a line that runs from any part of the circumference to the other, but will not pass through the center. Now, you see that this is also a chord. Did you see it passes? It runs touching two parts of the circumference, but does not pass through the center. Now, when you have this, what you do is you can just construct a chord just for you to touch it here to form another triangle. Did you see it? Now, when you do that, what does it remind you? It reminds you of this theorem. For each time you have a circle and there is a semicircle, there is a diameter in between the circle. The angle this diameter forms at the circumference is always 90 degrees. So when you have this, we say that angle in a semicircle is 90 degrees. In a semicircle is 90 degrees. So what does that mean? It means that this has formed angle 90 here. So we already have 90 degrees here. Remember, our target is to find x. So what do you do next so that you can get this x? Can we get this value here? If we get this value, it will help us to find x, because you see that this has formed a triangle inside the shape. Did you see the triangle? So if you bring out this triangle, since here is already 90, let's get this so that it will help us to find the value of x. So how do you get this? Let me show you what you do. Remember another theorem. When you have your circle drawn and there is a tangent and there is also a chord that comes in contact with the tangent, the angle that chord and the tangent makes is equal to the angle in the opposite segment. That is the alternate segment theorem. Did you see that? The alternate segment theorem. So the angle it forms here, if it's x, it is equal to the angle in the opposite, which is also x. That is your theorem. Now, can we apply it here? You see that this is your tangent and this is your chord. Did you see it? So the angle the tangent and the chord makes should be equal to the angle in the opposite segment, and that is this angle x. So it means that here should also be x. Now, does that make sense to you? Now, with that, we can now bring out the shape inside. So if you bring out that shape inside, here is x. The whole angle here is giving us 90 plus x, and here is also 30. And this is your triangle. So what do? Add the whole angles and equate it to 180 degrees, because sum of angles in a triangle is equal to 180. Solving this, we are going to have, add x and x, we have 2x, add this, it gives us 120 is equal to 180. What do? Collect like terms again. To remove this is positive, so you subtract from both sides. So we have 2x is equal to 180 minus 120. When you subtract this, you have 2x is equal to 60. So what do? Let's take it up. So let's take this up here. So we are going to have 2x is equal to 60. To get x, divide both sides by 2. And when you do that, you are going to now have x is equal to 30 degrees. So the value of x in this question is 30. So to answer this, we begin with our solution. Now, when you look at this carefully, like I told you, this O shows you the center of the circle. Now, what it means is that this line, just watch, from this end to this end is the diameter, because this has formed a semicircle. Did you see that? And if this is true, if this line becomes a diameter, it reminds you of something, because a line that runs from the diameter to touch the circle, this part of the circle is what we call the circumference, this outer part of the curve. So when a line runs from the center of the circle, touching any part of the circumference, just like this, if this is my circle, then a line from the center touches this circumference, we call this line the radius. I hope you're with me. Now, this line, if it touches this curve, it is the radius. That's one aside. Now, another line that is very important here is this one. This one is the one we call the tangent line. You see that it is touching the circumference at a point. Did you see it? This point. So this line is the one we call the tangent line. Now, what do you do to answer this? What you can simply do, you are asked to find x. You are free to draw a radius from the center to touch that point of contact of this tangent line. Did you see? So I'm going to draw a line from the tangent point of contact to touch the center. This is my radius. Now, does it remind you of something? I told you in one of my teachings that if this is your tangent and a line from the center, which is the radius, touches the tangent at a point of contact, it forms angle 90. We say this is your what? Your tangent and your radius theorem. So what do you do? If this line radius forms angle 90 at the point of contact between the tangent and the radius, what do? It means that if this is radius, it means there is angle 90 from this radius to the point of contact of this tangent line. So we already have angle 90 at this point. Now, having angle 90 there, does it help us to answer this? Yes, but that's not the only thing we need, because we want to find x. So what do? Let's bring out this part of the triangle out. It will help us a lot. If we bring that out, see what you have. You see that this place is already angle 90. And when you have angle 90, here is 30 degrees. Can you find this part? If you find this part, it will help you to get x. So what do? What to do here is, you know that here is already 90 and this is a triangle. So to find this part, what you do is to add this whole together and subtract it from the sum of angles of a triangle, which is 180. So to get this missing part, we can just say it is, let's just say it's m, okay? So to find it, we can now say m plus 90 plus 30 is equal to 180 degrees, sum of angles of a triangle. So this gives us m plus, add this, it gives you 120 is equal to 180. Now, what do you do next? Remove this, you subtract 120 from both sides. So if you do that, m will give us, this goes off, so we are going to have 60. So it means that this angle here is going to give us 60 degrees. So having gotten here at 60, what does that mean? It means that when you have this, let's take this off. So what it means is that if you have a triangle, remember your triangle property. When you have a triangle drawn this way and there is an extension of line, there's a theorem that says that the angle that this triangle forms inside, the two angles it forms inside, is if when you sum the two together, it gives you the exterior. This one is the exterior angle. Did you see it? And these two are the interior. So these ones are interior. So when you sum these two together, it gives you this particular. So if here is A and here is B, this place is going to be A plus B, this angle here. And we said that the sum of two interior is equal to the opposite exterior. So what it means is that with this explanation, you see that when you bring this shape out, watch. Did you see? Let's bring that out. So if you bring it out, this is what you have. You have something like this, and you have this. You just see it. And this place is already 60 degrees. So what do? Here is x. What do you do here? You know also that from here to here is your radius, from the center to the circumference is radius, and from the center to the circumference is also radius. And radius are always the same. So this line and this line are the same. These two lines are the same. So what it means is that these base angles should be equal, because when you have an isosceles triangle, we said that it is a type of triangle that has two sides to be equal, and the angle that the two lines form at the base are also equal. So the angle here is x, this one will also be x. We call this kind of triangle isosceles triangle. So if this is x, automatically here will also be x. And we say that the base angles of isosceles triangles are equal. So that's the reason of isosceles triangle. Now, what do? This sum together should give us 60. So we are going to have x plus this x should be equal to this 60 degrees. Our reason is sum of two interior angles is equal to the opposite exterior angle. So that's our reason. So what do? Just sum these two up. This will give us 2x is equal to 60. To get x, divide both sides by 2. And when you do that, we have x is equal to, divide this, it gives you 30 degrees as our answer. And I hope you learned something. Don't forget to tell us which of the two methods is better. Thank you. I will see you in my next class. Bye.